Welcome back to Old Charles Coin Lovers. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating history and value of a small but remarkable coin, the Hong Kong 20-cent coin from 1978. At first glance, it may look like just another everyday coin, but trust me, it carries decades of history, culture, and collector's interest. So, let's explore its background, design, condition factors, and of course, its market value today. The story of the Hong Kong 20-cent coin dates back to the colonial era under British rule. Hong Kong introduced the 20-cent denomination in 1866, initially struck in silver. However, as time went on, the composition changed to more affordable metals. By the mid-20th century, particularly in 1975, the coin was redesigned with its distinctive scallop shape, a unique 12-sided floral-like edge that helped people distinguish it from other denominations by touch. The 1978 issue of the Hong Kong 20-cent coin is especially interesting because it was struck during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, whose portrait appears on the obverse. This period marked Hong Kong's bustling growth as an international financial hub, and its coins reflected both practicality and colonial symbolism. On the obverse, you'll find the crowned portrait of Queen Elizabeth II facing right, surrounded by the text, Queen Elizabeth II. On the reverse, the words Hong Kong appear in both English and Chinese, along with the denomination 20 cents and the year 1978. This makes the coin not just money, but also a historical artifact, a reminder of Hong Kong's colonial past before the 1997 handover to China. Now let's talk about the part you've been waiting for: the value. The 1978 20-cent coin is not extremely rare, but it is still collectible, especially in higher grades. Its value depends on condition, demand, and whether it's in circulation or uncirculated. In circulated condition, these coins are usually worth around $0.25 to $1 USD. They're often found in old collections or inherited coin jars in better grades like extremely fine, XF, or about uncirculated, AU. The value can go up to $2 to $5 USD. In mint state, uncirculated/MS condition, the coin becomes more desirable to collectors, fetching anywhere from $8 to $20 USD, depending on the strike quality and luster. For certified coins graded by professional grading services, the price may go even higher if the coin is in pristine condition. Rare varieties, mint errors, or proof-like strikes can also significantly boost the value. Condition plays a huge role in determining how much your coin is worth. Let's break it down. Coin is heavily worn, portrait and inscriptions are faint. Worth only face value or slightly above. Moderate wear, most details visible but not sharp. Worth around $0.50 to $1. Strong details, only slight wear on high points. Value climbs to $2, $4. Minimal wear, nearly full details, attractive appearance. Around $4, $8. No wear, full mint luster, possibly some bag marks. Value can range from $10 up to $20 or more depending on demand. Collectors always prefer coins with clear details, sharp edges, and no scratches or discoloration. If you happen to find a coin that still shines like it just left the mint, hold on to it. It could be the gem of your collection. Many collectors enjoy Hong Kong coins because they capture a unique blend of Eastern and Western culture. The English inscriptions represent its colonial past, while the Chinese characters preserve its heritage. The 1978 issue is part of a larger series that remained in circulation for decades, making it a nostalgic piece for Hong Kong residents and an affordable entry point for beginner collectors worldwide. Additionally, with the growing interest in Hong Kong's history and numismatics, these coins are likely to remain in demand. So there you have it, the Hong Kong 20-cent coin from 1978. A coin that might seem ordinary, but holds incredible historical and cultural value. Depending on its condition, it could be worth just a few cents or as much as $20 or more if it's in mint state. If you have one in your collection, check its condition carefully. Who knows, you might be holding onto a small treasure. We're going to take a deep dive into the story, the history, and the value of a very special coin, the Hong Kong 20-cent coin from 1978 at first glance. This coin may look small and ordinary, but behind it lies over a century of history, from British colonial rule to the bustling rise of Hong Kong as an international hub. Stick with me till the end, because we're going to explore its detailed history, its design and specifications, the conditions that affect its value, and finally, how much this coin is worth in today's collector market. To understand the 1978 issue, we need to go back much further into the past. The 20-cent denomination first appeared in 1866, when Hong Kong was under British colonial rule. At that time, the coin was made of silver and was quite valuable. The reason for its introduction was simple. Hong Kong's economy was rapidly growing as a trading port between China, Southeast Asia, and the British Empire, and there was a need for a coin that fit into the middle of the currency system, larger than the 10-cent, but smaller than the 50-cent piece. Over time, the metal composition of the 20-cent coin changed. By the early 20th century, silver was becoming expensive, so the coin was switched to less costly metals, eventually settling on copper-nickel, which is what the 1978 version is made from. The colonial-era coinage of Hong Kong is also fascinating because it always carried the portrait of the reigning British monarch. From Queen Victoria in the late 1800s to Edward VII, then George V, George VI, and eventually Queen Elizabeth II, who reigned during the 1978 issue. This changing portrait makes Hong Kong coins almost like a timeline of British royalty carved in metal. By the 1970s, Hong Kong was experiencing massive economic growth. It had transformed from a simple port colony into one of the world's leading financial centers. The coinage at the time reflected this modernization: practical, durable, and easy to use in daily commerce. The scallop shape of the 20-cent coin, introduced in 1975, was a brilliant design choice. With 12 rounded edges, the coin could be easily distinguished by touch, even in a pocket full of different coins. This was particularly important for the visually impaired and for people handling money quickly in Hong Kong's busy markets. Now, focusing specifically on the 1978 issue, this coin carries the familiar crowned portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, who was the ruling monarch. Around her portrait, the inscription reads, Queen Elizabeth II. The reverse side of the coin displays its value 20 cents, the year 1978, and the words Hong Kong written in both English and Chinese characters. This blending of English and Chinese on the coin reflects Hong Kong's unique identity under British rule, a place where East met West, not just in trade and culture, but even in its currency. The 1978 Hong Kong 20-cent coin is also significant because it was part of the coinage system that lasted right up until the 1997 handover, when Britain returned Hong Kong to China. After the handover, coin designs began to change, dropping the Queen's portrait in favor of local symbols. That makes pre-1997 Hong Kong coins like the 1978 issue an important reminder of a historical era that has now passed. In short, when you hold a 1978 Hong Kong 20-cent coin, you are holding more than just a small piece of metal. You are holding a part of British colonial history, a reflection of Hong Kong's economic rise in the 20th century, a coin that represents cultural duality, East and West together, and a piece of numismatic heritage that links everyday people's lives to global history. Now let's talk about its value. In circulated condition, most of these coins are worth $0.25 to $1 USD in very fine to extremely fine condition. They can sell for $2 to $5 USD in about uncirculated or uncirculated condition, AU to MS. Prices range from $8 to $20 USD if professionally graded and in pristine condition. The value can climb higher, especially among serious collectors. While it's not the rarest coin, its historical importance makes it attractive to collectors of Hong Kong or British colonial coinage. So there you have it, the Hong Kong 20-cent coin from 1978. More than just small change, it is a coin that tells the story of Hong Kong's colonial past, its role in global trade, and its cultural mix of East and West. Its value depends on condition, but its history is priceless. When it comes to coins, one of the most important things that determines value is condition. Two coins from the same year can have completely different values depending on how well they have survived over time. Collectors and grading services use a system of categories, from heavily worn to perfectly uncirculated, to describe a coin's condition. As you can see, condition makes a huge difference. A 1978 Hong Kong 20-cent coin in good condition may only be worth a few cents, while the same coin in mint state could fetch $20 or more. Collectors are always willing to pay a premium for coins that are well preserved, sharp, and original.